when you are regressing somebody, what techniques and methods do you use?
I don't use the hypnosis techniques. It's the way that has been developed, and which I also use, has to do with the following. When you discuss the theme that people want to work on, you know, the problem they're facing, we're focusing basically on three elements. There is a physical element, and for example, you can't, you have problem breathing, or you have headaches all the time and things like that. When you ask questions about it, I'm looking at the strongest words that are connected with the problem. There are very strong phrases, and you pick out the strongest one. If you ask people to focus on that one, you may even repeat it. You will also notice that there will be an emotion involved with it. It can be sadness, it can be anger, things like that. You focus on that, and then you will also feel it in your body somewhere. If you focus on these three elements, it becomes like a laser, and you can move back to the first time you've experienced this, and the mind starts working, and suddenly people start responding to it, and they might see images or just hear words in the mind, and as I build up the communication about that. And what happens is that all the focus is directly pointed at all the symptoms that people are having, and you're making a direct contact with it without relaxing first and without a visualization first. So it's quite a direct approach. But in order to do this, it's important for me first to talk with people about the big themes in their lives and what they come to do. Because you try to figure out the key things, and from there on you move to the history of the key things and where they are stuck.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any patients that have had experiences which have been unfortunate, demonic or abusive in previous lives, and how have you coped with that?
Yeah, sometimes it works that people are experiencing problems and they've been cursed, things like that. There may have been curses. You probably, or usually you feel it, and you can also hear it in some ways. It's like they cannot be themselves, and okay, I just deal with it. How to put it? Demonic things happen. Sometimes people are completely like taken over, but it's rare. I've had it a couple of times, and it may be quite spooky, but if you remain calm, it usually you can work with it.
Yeah.
But it may take a while.
Key is not to exhibit fear, because that's what it feeds on.
Yes, exactly. And the same thing as you, as a therapy, if it scares the shit out of you, then from that fear you cannot work with them.
Yes.
So you must know what you're doing, so you must be quite assured of how to deal with it.
Okay.
And that's a matter of experience you can gain over the years.
I'm busy writing a book at the moment dealing with all the cons that have been put upon humanity to create us into our perceptions that we have, and
Yeah.
to put the illusions in front of us to keep us sort of in an eggshell of consciousness as opposed to expanding our consciousness.
Yes.
One of the things that I've really pinpointed as the big thing that is the psychological soil upon which all the other cons and myths and illusions are based, and that is teaching people to fear death.
Oh yeah. That's one of the amazing things. Once you have experienced what it's like to die and what it could be, you can lose your fear of dying, and that's actually extremely liberating. It's not like let me die tomorrow. Yeah, no, it's not game over yet, and it's good because you're here for a reason. hopefully. And it's even more interesting if you know your purpose, why you're here. But yeah, the fear of death is so ingrained in the human psyche that I think it's one of the key things to overcome, and that in itself may be very liberating for people.
What would you say to someone who is still trying to find their path or their purpose, who are a bit sort of lost or adrift in society and the kind of matrix that's put upon us?
Well, one of the things is, I think it's very important that people get to know themselves better. That's one thing. On the other hand, what is your passion? What is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you like to do most? Even in the middle of the night, if people wake you up, you say, yes, what is it? Can I do something? Because that might often give you a clue to gain back your interest in life itself. And what happens regularly is that people, if they have a job, they might do a job that they don't like, and they're hiding themselves. They're like two personalities, one at the office if they're working there, and one at home, and then they're tired and they have no energy, and they get in front of the TV set and they're becoming like potatoes, basically. So they've lost contact with themselves, and you have to get into contact with who you really are. I think that's the point from where the magic can start in your life.
Absolutely. I'm going through that process at the moment. I can tell you it's not easy.
It's not easy. Nobody told you it's going to be easy, but it's definitely worth the effort.
I agree. I agree. Could you tell us anything about people who are advanced souls, who live in other dimensions, who come back and reincarnate into our third density environment? Do you know anything about the Wanderers?
I know about the Wanderers. It's one of the things David Wilcock also writes about, and it's like it's a group of souls, as he's describing, who kind of volunteer to